Have you ever felt stuck because you were waiting for the perfect moment? We tell ourselves that one day we'll finally be ready. One day we'll write that story, start that project, or buy the thing we wanted for years. But while we wait, life quietly passes by. The fear of being average, of not living up to expectations, builds invisible walls around us. And the more we chase perfection, the less we actually do. When I first started living alone, there was one evening I'll never forget. I was sitting in my small room, surrounded by silence, and suddenly it struck me. I can do whatever I want, right now. It wasn't just a random thought. It was like a door opening in my head. For the first time, I realized that nobody was controlling me anymore. No parents telling me when to come home, no teachers telling me what to do. I was free.
And then the idea grew even stronger. Life is like a game. You make moves, you try things, and every choice has consequences, good or bad. But the point is, you can play. You don't need permission to start. That feeling was powerful. It gave me a rush of energy, like the world was wide open. I could order food at midnight. I could leave the house and walk through the city. I could try something completely new just because I wanted to. But here's a problem. That freedom doesn't last forever. As time passed, it started to fade. Responsibilities appeared work, studies, bills. Society added pressure, expectations of success, the constant need to prove something, the fear of falling behind. And on top of all that came the endless noise of other people's achievements. Social media made it worse. Everywhere I looked, people were posting results, milestones, perfect lives. Slowly, that simple truth, that life is a game where I can choose my own steps, was buried under all the pressure. Instead of feeling free, I started feeling trapped. Trapped by invisible walls I built myself. Trapped by the thought that everything I do has to be perfect, impressive, and important. And the more I thought that way, the harder it became to take even a single step. The world we live in today constantly pushes us into comparison. Everywhere you look, there are numbers that measure worth: likes on a post, followers on an account, views on a video, achievements written in bold headlines. And without even realizing it, we start playing a game that we never agreed to play. We begin to measure ourselves against strangers on the internet. We scroll through endless feeds and think, they are ahead and I'm behind. This creates a dangerous illusion. It makes us feel like every single move we make must be bigger, louder, and more impressive than the last one. If you wrote an article yesterday, today's has to be better. If you uploaded a video last week, the next one has to get more views. If you ran 5 kilometers, now you must run 10. It's a never ending race with no finish line. And the cruel part is, no matter how much you do, there will always be someone doing more. But here's the truth most people forget: real growth doesn't work like that. Growth is not about explosions or giant leaps forward. It's about quiet, steady progress. It's about small steps that add up over time. Think about it. No one gets strong in the gym after one workout. No one learns a language in one night. No one built a career in a single week. Progress is built by showing up again and again, even when it feels boring, even when no one is clapping. The trap is that we believe people are constantly judging us. We think every mistake will be noticed, every failure will be remembered, and every average result will define us forever. But in reality, no one is watching that closely. Most people are too busy fighting their own battles. They don't have time to track every step of yours. And if that's true, it means something powerful. You're free. You're free to try without pressure. You're free to fail without shame. You're free to do things not because they look impressive to others, but because they matter to you. Imagine how different your life would feel if you stopped performing for the crowd and simply started moving for yourself. Even the most successful people, the ones we admire, the ones who fill the headlines, the ones whose lives look untouchable, wake up and live ordinary days. They brush their teeth, they answer emails, they stand in traffic, they get tired, frustrated, distracted. The truth is,
90% of life is not glamorous, no matter who you are, and it never will be. But here's the secret: that's not a problem. That's exactly how extraordinary things are built. Not through grand explosions of genius, that's not through perfect timing, but through small, boring, repeatable steps. Think about a writer. People imagine the moment of inspiration, the big masterpiece, the best selling book. But in reality, it's hours of sitting at a desk, writing line after line, often deleting most of them. Or look at athletes. People see the medals, the trophies, the records. But behind that moment is years of early mornings, repetitive drills, and workouts that no one claps for. We convince ourselves that we need to wait for the legendary moment, the magical day when we're finally ready, confident, and inspired. But that day doesn't come. If you're waiting for permission, it won't arrive. If you're waiting for perfection, you'll be stuck forever. Life doesn't hand out perfect starts. What you actually need is simple: to begin, to take a single small action, write one page, even if it's messy, record one video, even if the lighting is bad, go for one run, even if you stop halfway. Because one imperfect action today is worth more than endless planning for tomorrow. Average today beats perfect never. And here's the paradox: when you take those small, average actions again and again, they stop being average. They add up. They grow into something far bigger than you expected. One page becomes a chapter. One video becomes a channel. One step becomes a marathon. The extraordinary is just the ordinary, repeated thousands of times with persistence. So stop holding yourself back. Stop waiting for the impossible. The only way to play this game called life is to press start.